What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with our Tales of Arise video. So, I would have included this probably in the last video, even though it was kind of long, but I didn't see this news until after. But we do have reveals on the names of the two new party members, as well as some more information. So, Famitsu put out an article, so we're going to go over everything. By the way, this is like Google Translate or whatever, so everything might not make complete sense here, so we're going to piece it together as we go. So, let's just dive right in. So, Tales of Arise will be released on September 9th. It says September 9th because it'll be September 9th in Japan when it releases, and it's only like a day later over here. So, even though they say worldwide release, it's not exactly worldwide. It's still like one day apart. But that's fine, that's not a big deal. It's better than any other Tales game has been. Those who remember back to Tales of Berseria, which is the shortest interval, it was still like, what was it? It was like August. It was like August or October, I forget. They released in Japan, and then it came out at the end of January, like the final day of January over here in the West. So, even then, it was still only a few months, but here, this is the best we've ever gotten. One day. Perfect. This is a new shot. We haven't seen this, so it looks like, she's very sad, Gion. But let's go over everything. So the latest work of popular RPG Tales of series Tales of Arise by Bandai Namco Entertainment. Since the announcement in June 2019, the release has been postponed and a follow-up report has been awaited, but the latest information has finally been released. Famitsu also posted an interview with Yusuke Tomizawa, producer of this work, along with this new information. So we can actually, we'll open this up and we'll take a look at this after. And we'll go into detail on that. So, latest Pete, we already know the trailer's dropped. Here's artwork of... This is apparently going to be the box art, from what I've seen. Because normally in a Tales game, the box art has the main cast on the cover. Berseria was the first one where it just had Velvet on the cover. So this could very well... They could just very well have Alpha and Gion, or they might... change it at the end where we see all the other characters in the background here. But the story does seem to revolve around them. Even though Alphen is the main character, the story is going to revolve. It's not a dual protagonist story like it was with Tales of Xillia. So she's not like the main character, but she's main enough to where the story revolves around her. Let's take a look here. What? Okay, so you're a generic NPC, number one, I guess. We saw this guy in the trailer, and it looks like this is our girl here, which we're going to be learning her name in just a second. So very, very cool. We get some images here. So let's talk about everything here. So, two new characters. Let's actually scroll down. This is RINWELL, so the girl, her name is RINWELL. I might not click on these images, just because they're taking forever to look. So this is RINWELL, and this boy right here, our punchy boy, his name is ROWE. So it'll be interesting to see how they're translated in English, but RINWELL and ROWE sound fine, so I don't really see a reason to change that. So they say low voice. So this is a character it seems like they're keeping hidden. To an extent, unless Matsuoka is actually, because I haven't watched the Japanese trailer, so I don't know who. By the way, Yoshitsugu Matsuoka voices Kirito in Sword Art Online, and this will be his first time voicing an actual Tales character, so it's actually really exciting. So unless he voices ROWE, which it doesn't say, it just says low voice. Unless the auto translate means ROWE. This probably means ROWE. Instead of low voice, Rowe's voice. So that's probably who he voices. So that's actually very exciting to me. And then I love, Takuya Sato, I love as Alphen because in the Card Fight series, that is the voice of Kai. Toshiki Kai. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, so let's talk about everything else. So the new battle system we already went over when we covered the trailer. PS5 version, Xbox Series X version are both happening. Obviously, Steam is getting a version as well. And then, of course, PS4, Xbox One. Unfortunately, Nintendo Switch is the only one getting cut out here, but honestly, with these kind of graphics, it wouldn't even look good on the Switch anyway, if I'm being totally honest. I try, unless they come out with like a Switch Pro, which is something that's been rumored for a while, like, I still try and go back and, every now and then play a little bit of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and it just looks so pixely. And it's just like, it's not the most pleasing thing to look at all times. Still a fun game, but visually it could definitely be better. The concept of Tales of Arise, which is also the title of the 25th anniversary of the series, is Inheritance and Evolution. And it is the work with the message of an RPG to give everyone living in a new era. So, there are a few things I actually didn't talk about in my initial trailer breakdown, probably because of all the hype. But I noticed afterwards that after the battle, there's no victory screen animation. And apparently, they cut out the victory screen animations for a more seamless transition from battle to world. But there are still, like, you're going to hear dialogue after the battle is over when you're back to running around of characters talking. So, it's still kind of there, but it's not where it's like, at the end of a battle, you saw everyone standing around and they had, like, funny dialogues or funny animations. Zillia and Graces had probably the funniest ones, so that's unfortunate. But they did state in the, oh, look at the, okay, good. Ooh. Okay, of course. Animation, which is indispensable element of the series, is also available in addition to the opening video by Ufotable, of course. Anime parts will be inserted everywhere in the story, according to an interview with producer Tomizawa. The length of an anime scene seems to be the longest in the history of the series. So these anime scenes are going to be very... I love this. I love how they look. This looks so good. So we're going to go over the characters in a second. Before I got distracted by looking at these anime screenshots, something I did want to kind of go over is that they did state in Tomizawa's interview that skits are still in the game. They haven't revealed them yet, but skits are still in the game, so we don't have to worry about that. This doesn't make me as worried anymore, because skits always have like an anime style to like the character models in them. So the fact that we're still getting anime cutscenes is a very good sign. Okay, so let's go over RINWELL and, I guess, Fururu. And then ROWE we're going to go over as well. We're not going to go over, I guess we'll briefly go over Alpha and Gion's synopsises as well. But let's look over RINWELL and ROWE real quick. So RINWELL, a girl who appears in front of Alpha and Gion as if she had fallen over. He appealed for relief. Yeah, see, auto-translate. Okay, so it seems like she's part of a resistance organization. Despite being a Donin, she can use powerful spirits, but originally Star Spirits could only be used by Lena. Seems to be a long-range attack character making use of it. See, it's very hard to kind of tell by this auto-translation. But what we can gather is she's part of some resistance. She's obviously from the same planet as Alphen. Starting to fight back, and she is a magic user. Fururu, Dana's owl, it is the basis of her heart. Okay, that literally just based on that sounds like Tipo. It sounds very similar to Tipo, so we'll have to see how that kind of goes out. Okay, so yeah, this was just... Okay, so Kirito is voicing our Punchy Boy, which I originally said I'm going to do my first playthrough in Japanese, but I'll probably leave it up to a poll. I personally would like to play in Japanese first, but we'll see what you guys all want to see first, because Matsuoka as a Punchy Boy is going to be great. A boy from Calagria. So Calagria was the... I think Calagria was the first continent, or the first kind of area we saw, with the one in the desert. A member of the police organization. Okay. Yeah, so I guess he would at first be our enemy, possibly. And then he's gonna join us. I guess we'll have to see how that relationship kind of goes. He seems good at close combat, which makes sense. We already know pretty much all this stuff about Alphen. And then Shion as well, So far, Xion is the only character from the other planet. So far it seems like Alphen, ROWE, and RINWELL are all from Donna. I think it's Donna. So it makes me think that the other two party members that we'll get after this will probably be from Xion's planet. So they're probably going to be like this. So that way you split it 3 and 3. There are 3 people from each planet. There are a ton of screenshots here that just make the game look absolutely beautiful. Oh boy. And then we got this guy we saw in the trailer who we're going to be fighting. He's definitely not going to be a party member, but he is big and very flashy. Action battle system. Yep. They're basically... Okay, so 2 new elements. Boost attack, a support action for friends according to the situation, and boost strike, an exhilarating cooperative finish technique. Okay? So it's pretty much a way to get the characters to kind of work together. Very, very cool there. Okay, and then they just go into details about the different stuff of the PS5 version. And then there is there's a video. Well, this is the video for the interview. Let's take a look real quick at what this one... Does this have anything new that we didn't already see? Okay. New generation. New generation machine. Okay. Okay. They're basically saying there will be a free upgrade to the new console version. So if you only have a PS4 and Xbox One right now, do not worry. You'll be able to get that free upgrade after. 4K resolution. Okay, yeah. So 60 FPS, 4K resolution. Yeah, you'll have a higher quality experience. Atmos shader. This is all like technical stuff they're talking about right now. So that's not really important to normal players. More animated graphics, Tales of Vesperia. They used an anime style shader before, but now they're, they want to evolve the series, which is fine. I totally get it, especially when you're trying to appeal to a greater audience. 3D graphics. How many minutes of anime scenes recorded? The scale is the longest of the series. Yeah, that just looks awesome. Okay, they're talking about ROWE and Fururu here. And RINWELL. Very cool. Okay, so it looks like Vizo is the enemy. So this is Vizo. Someone we're gonna have to... he's probably gonna be like the Zagi of the game, where we deal with him multiple times before we actually kill him in the end. Would be my guess. I'm just trying to find the part where they talk about... Okay, here we go. By the way, what happened to the conversation after victory was in the series. This time, there is no so-called victory screen, and if you encounter an enemy on the field, a battle will occur. If you win, you return to the field immediately. But you can enjoy the conversation after the battle with the voice on the field. So that's pretty much what they decided to do. They just want it to be a very smooth experience, so you're not sitting at an end screen after every battle. I get it. The variation of the lines of victory has increased significantly compared to past work. Also, I can't tell you the details yet, but the skits exist separately. So there will be skits. That's very, very exciting. That's, you know, a staple of the Tales series. It's literally what makes it different from, you know, just being a generic RPG is the skits. So very, very exciting. But that's pretty much it. So we know about RINWELL and ROWE now. We know a little bit more about their characters. They're both going to be Donnan, so they're both from, I think Rena is the other planet. Rena. So they're not from the same planet as Shion, but they're from the same planet as Alphen. So it'll be interesting to see how those relationships kind of develop over time. But that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more if you're new to the channel. I will leave the links to these articles in the description below, so check them out yourself, as well as you'll be able to watch the actual. I mean, it's not going to be translated, I don't believe, so you wouldn't be able to understand it. But maybe they'll subtitle it later on. But that's gonna be it. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.